right, thanks, Cam, and congrats to all of our award winners. Hey, time now to unveil our 2018 All-Fever team, and we compose our team based on a number of factors. 1, staff observation. 2, coaches' input and evaluation. And 3, overall stats. With that said, here's our 2018 All-Fever team. He stands heads above most. Pinnacle 6'9", 270-pound left tackle Tosh Baker heads our 2018 All-Fever offensive line. Baker, with a strong basketball background, is very athletic, which allows him to get to and finish additional blocks at the second level. He's also a very polished pass protector. Rounding out the offensive line is Bash's Roman DeWise, Carson Keltner from Centennial, Saguaro's Jelani Newman, and Perry's Braden Rome. Our All-Fever tight end is Chandler's Braden Liebrock. Liebrock hauled in 65 passes for nearly 800 yards and 11 touchdowns for the Wolves. Our Friday Night Fever Offensive Player of the Year, Jake Smith, headlines our All-Fever wide receivers. We're going 3 deep here, with Boulder Creek's Hendricks Johnson and Chaparral's Tommy Christakos rounding out the group. Johnson tallied 84 catches for over 1,400 yards and 22 touchdowns for the Jags, while Christakos snared 54 passes for over 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. We're going full house at running back with Chandler's DeCarlos Brooks, Glendale's Kevin Daniels, and Anthodius Ashley from Betty Fairfax. Brooks was simply sensational for the Wolves this year, nearly 2,600 yards from scrimmage, over 2,200 of them rushing, with 37 total touchdowns. He was dynamic in every sense of the word. Daniels, meantime, put up over 2,500 scrimmage yards and 43 total touchdowns for the Cardinals, while Ashley tallied over 2,200 total yards and 35 touchdowns for the Stampede. Our all-purpose performer is Bash's Ty Sifferman. Sifferman was the Bears' Swiss Army knife. Receiver, running back, quarterback, defensive back, punter, and place kicker. The man did it all and rarely left the field. Our All-Fever place kicker is Highland's Austin McNamara, who was our All-Fever punter last year. McNamara made good on 12 of 18 field goal attempts with a long of 45. He was a perfect 63 for 63 in point after attempts, and of his 89 kickoffs, 65 went for touchbacks. Rounding out our All-Fever offensive unit is Casteel quarterback Gunnar Cruz. Cruz led Casteel to the 3A state championship last year. The Colts moved up 2 classes to 5A division this year, and all Cruz did was guide Casteel to the playoffs, completing an astounding 73% of his passes for nearly 3,900 yards and 30 touchdowns. He also added 14 touchdowns on the ground. Our All-Fever defense shakes out like this. On the line, Higley's Ty Robinson, Braxton Croteau of Liberty, Desert Vista's Brett Johnson, and Nasir Sims from Desert Edge. Robinson posted 74 total tackles, 7 sacks, and 34 tackles for loss for the Knights. At linebacker is Dylan Wampler of Centennial, Tate Romney of Chandler, and Saguaro's Connor SOELLE. SOELLE is a fantastic two-way player for the SaberCats, ringing up 109 total tackles, 22.5 for loss, with 4.5 sacks and 3 interceptions, one of which he returned for a touchdown. Our All-Fever secondary is headlined by our Defensive Player of the Year, Jaden Young. Rounding out the group is Highland's Connor Cullimore, Noah Pola Gates from Williams Field, and Tollison's Andre Johnson. Johnson is a flat-out beast on both sides of the ball. He's headed to ASU as a wide receiver, but he makes our team on the defensive side of the ball. 7 interceptions, 3 of which he returned for touchdowns. He also blocked 5 kicks, 3 punts, and 2 field goals. Our All-Fever punter is Gilbert's Jorge Nito. Nito averaged 42.4 yards per punt with a long of 68. He placed 13 inside the 20-yard line. Rounding out our All-Fever team is our return specialist, Peoria's Jawan Price, a repeat performer from last year. Price is simply electric with the ball in his hands, putting up nearly 2,400 all-purpose yards, 33 total touchdowns, 26 rushing, 3 receiving, and 4 on special teams, 3 punt returns, and 1 kickoff return. Boy, this state is just awesome when it comes to producing High school football talent.
Yes, they are, Coop.
Talent across the board. Well, we'll wrap up the season with the Little Sprites next on the Fever Awards Show.